Hey everyone, it's Rashida and Marshall. Thank you so much for tuning back into another video with me. If it's your first time, welcome. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all future videos. So today I wanted to take you through a Pilates routine that was going to focus primarily on the legs and the glutes. We're going to be taking you through a variety of sequences that challenge these areas a little bit more, but this will still be a total body routine, so you can expect to feel lengthened and stretched and get a nice flow of movements that are going to work the entire body. I do have two props that I wanted to incorporate into today's routine. I wanted to use a small Pilates ball, so if you have this, you can keep this nearby. If you don't have one, a pillow or a cushion or a rolled up blanket or something like that should be as effective as the ball. And then we are also going to incorporate our magic circle. If you do not have a magic circle, no worries. You can likely use your ball for the exercises that will be using the circle. And then of course, if you don't have either one of these, or if you'd prefer not to incorporate them today, you can still get a great routine without them. So we are going to start on our mat in a seated position. You can sit your props to the side and let's go ahead and start. So we are going to begin again seated here. Knees are bent and feet are pressed firmly into the mat. We'll do a few half roll downs, arms extended out in front, or you can place them behind the legs for a little more assistance. So let's go ahead and take an inhale as we bring chin to chest, begin to round the spine down towards the mat with control, and then exhale, deepen into the belly and lift. And then again for two, inhale, round back with control, reach those arms out in the opposite direction, and exhale, curl up and lift. We have two more here, taking it through that, and exhale, deepen into the belly and lift yourself up. Last one, inhale, halfway, and then exhale, curl yourself up. Next one is going to bring us all the way down. So with control, begin to round the spine one vertebrae at a time, really finding that steady lowering down onto the ground. And then once you make it there, hands float by the hips, and we're going to draw those feet in towards the body. A few pelvic stability movements here. As you take a nice exhale, press the lower back into the mat, tilting the hips towards the face. And then inhale as you tilt them in the opposite direction. So find your flow as you take it forward and backwards here, keeping those knees as steady as possible. And then we're going to take it through one more exhale as the lower back presses into the mat. Inhale as you press them away, press the hips towards the knees, and then bring them back into center, neutral position. We're going to take it left and right as you isolate that portion of the body. Naturally, the knees are going to want to sway left to right with you. Try to keep the knees facing up towards the ceiling as best as possible as you take the hips from side to side, still connecting with your breath here. And my earring just fell out. I shouldn't be wearing them anyways as I exercise, right? So go ahead and take it through one more in each direction, and then bring it back to your natural position here in center. Those hands are back down by the side, and we're going to go ahead and float one leg up off of the mat as you exhale. Draw it into tabletop position. Inhale as you lower down, and then we switch opposite side. So very controlled here. As those legs lift, you want to prevent the calves from lowering down towards the hamstring. And then as you also lift the leg, try not to let the thigh collapse in towards the belly. So very controlled. That leg that stays down into the mat is not flaring out to the side or falling in towards center. So you're maintaining that stability as you did beforehand. Let's do one more to each side. And then we lift. From here, go ahead and keep both those feet lower down. From there, we're going to lift both of those legs back up towards the ceiling. So we find that tabletop position with both legs. Inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you curl, reach the arms by the hips. And then again for two. Inhale, melt down. Exhale, curl and lift. Last one takes us into our 100. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms by the hips, legs lengthen. We begin to pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale. So continue that flow. Legs can be at tabletop and head can be rested if you find that's better for the neck.
Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 2 with the arms. And exhale. Last inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Calm the arms, we flutter, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Last 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Calm the legs, curl up a little higher, and then melt back down. Draw those knees in, rest the head if you had it lifted, and take a nice pause there. We're going to take it into our roll-ups next, so we're just going to go ahead, bring those hands down by the side, lower those feet, and lengthen them out onto the mat. We're going to float those arms up over the chest on our inhale. Exhale, peel yourself up, and once you make it there, take a nice stretch, floating forward. So getting a nice early release of the hamstrings. Since we'll be focusing on lower body, inhale, lift those arms overhead or just over the chest, and exhale, curl, round forward, and take a moment there to stretch. So let's take it through 2 more. Inhale, round back with control. And then exhale, peel yourself up, deepen into the belly as you round forward. Last one is going to keep us lifted. So inhale, round back. And then exhale as you find yourself all the way up here. Reach forward. And then from there, we're just going to bring ourselves all the way up. Palms are by the hips, and we're taking it into our tree. So we're going to keep the left leg down. Draw that right leg in, palm behind the knee. We're going to bend and lengthen that leg 3 times for 3, 2, hold it up on 1, stay lifted, walk the palms up towards the ankle here. You're going to bring chin to chest, begin to round the spine all the way down onto the mat as you walk down the leg. And then once you get down there, pull that leg in for a nice hamstring stretch. And then press the leg away, deepen into the belly as you peel yourself up off of the ground. And then once you make it up there, maybe tugging that leg in towards you. And then again for 2, round the spine, walk the arms, the palms down the leg, reach that leg in, nice hamstring stretch there. And then leg presses away, peel yourself off of the ground as you lift, and then proud chest. 1 more time, very controlled, that bottom leg is active. Reach through the heel so you can keep yourself very steady on the mat. Pull that leg in, and then exhale, press the leg away, peel yourself all the way up, and you lift, maybe pull that leg in, and then bend the knee and lengthen the leg out. Let's go ahead and take it over to the other side. Same exact thing. Draw that leg in, palm behind the knee, lift for 3, 2, hold it up on 1, walk the palms up toward the ankle. Proud chest. Begin to round your spine down with control. Woo. And then pull that leg in. And then we press the leg away, peel yourself up, walk up the leg, and then take that stretch. And again for 2. Very controlled. Release, nice stretch. And then leg presses away, we curl ourselves up, walk up the leg, and we lift. Here's our last one. Really find your control as you go through this, finding a distance and a pace that works best for you. And then exhale and draw yourself all the way up. Draw that leg in again, and then we bend and lengthen it out. We're going to go ahead and slide our body in towards the feet as we prepare for our ab series here. So we're going to get ourselves into our position as though we were doing rolling like a ball. Lengthen that right leg out, bring the hands onto the left leg, round the spine down with control. Keep head, neck, and shoulders lifted if it's available to you. Draw that leg in, and then we switch as we flow in and out for 3. Think bow and arrow, reaching that opposite leg long. Last 4 and 4, 3 and 3, last 2 and 1. After that last one, draw both the knees in, rest the head down for a moment. Let's grab onto one of our props. We are grabbing our magic circle if you have it. You can also use the ball for this too if you don't have access to a magic circle. Magic circle is going to stay right here between the legs. Lift head, neck, and shoulders again if comfortable. Inhale, reach arms and legs long, we pulse. and then exhale, bring it in. And then again, inhale, reach, pulse 2 times. 1, 2, exhale, center. And again for 3, reach and pulse, exhale, draw it in. And 4, and exhale to center. So we have 4 more, keep that lift, reach arms and legs long. Last 3, and release. Last 2, inhale, reach, and pulse, exhale, center. Final 1. And exhale, bring it in, and rest the head down. Magic circle is going off to the side just for a minute. We're gonna come back to it in a moment. Lift those legs up. For our scissors, grab behind the calf, the thigh, calf, or ankle of the left leg, right leg lowers down. Curl up head, neck, and shoulders. Pull that leg in, 1, 2, and switch. Pull, pull. So again, another release of the back of the legs, and pull, pull, and switch. Keep that nice flow. Deepen into the belly. Last 3, and 3, 4, 2, and 2. Last 1 for each, and 1, and draw the knees in, rest the head down. We're grabbing back onto the magic circle here. So now we're placing it back where it was. Our hands are going to be underneath the lower back. If you'd like more of a challenge, the hands can be by the sides of the body or behind the back of the head, and lift the head to really deepen into the core. So legs are lifted, toes are pointed, squeeze into the circle here. We lower down for a count of 3, 2, 1. Exhale, flex, and float the legs up. And then again for 2, we lower down. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, deepen into the belly, float those legs back up. 1 more with that count as we lower down. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, and draw them in. We're going to reverse our count now as we lower down for a count of 1. And then flex and take it back up. 3, 2, 1. And then again for 2. Lower down and draw it in. 3, 2, and 1. Here's your last one. Feel those inner thighs working. Lower down and draw it in. 3, 2, and 1. Take a quick pause there. Bend those knees. We're removing the arms from behind the head. Bring those legs to tabletop, and then hands are behind the back of the head for our crisscross. Head is lifted. You're going to lengthen those legs out as you twist over to one side. Bring it back into center as you exhale. Inhale, twist over to the opposite direction. Exhale, center. And again, inhale, reach. Lengthen those legs to 45. And exhale, bring it in. And again, we switch. And center. Let's do 1 more each side. Inhale, twist and reach. And exhale, bring it in. Those elbows stay wide as you rotate. And exhale, bring it back in. Melt yourself down. Go ahead and remove that magic circle there. And we take a nice pause. We're just going to rest that down to the side. From here, maybe you take a nice windshield wiper as you just allow the legs to lengthen. We're going to take it into a quick spine stretch forward before we lay ourselves back down and move right into some bridging. So you're going to lengthen those legs back out long here. Let's inhale those arms up toward the ceiling or maybe overhead. Exhale, peel yourself all the way up. And we find ourselves upright. We're going to slide ourselves, I'm going to slide myself back a little so I'm not floating off the mat here. Feet are, ankles are flexed and legs are hip distance or width distance. So we're going to find ourselves in an upright position. Our ankles are flexed and we have our legs spaced apart the width of the mat. Inhale those arms out in front. Inhale as you lift tall. Exhale, deepen into the belly and reach forward. And again, inhale as we stack the spine, lifting tall. Exhale, reach the arms out in front as you pull the belly in. Let's take it into 2 more. Again, giving ourselves a nice release through the back of the legs. Inhale, stack the spine. And here's our last one as we exhale, round. And then we lift ourselves up. We're going to bring arms and legs into center. I'm going to scoop myself forward a little bit. Go ahead and round the spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. As we find ourselves all the way relaxed, arms by the sides, and let's prepare ourselves for some bridging. So we're going to bend those knees, soles of the feet are pressed firmly into the mat, and then go ahead and grab onto your ball, or maybe it's a cushion or a pillow. And we are going to be adding this in to get us started. So let's go ahead and press that ball in towards the legs a little bit below the knees there so you have a good engagement from the inner thighs. Arms are pressed long by the sides, palms pressed into the mat, and even weight on all 4 sides of the feet. So let's go ahead and take an inhale as we curl the hips up towards the ceiling here as we lift, and then round the spine down with control. And then again for 2, as we curl the spine, really articulating ourselves up 1 vertebrae at a time, and then we lower down. So let's take it through 3 more like this, really keeping that engagement into the ball as you lift, and then we lower down. Last 2, take that inhale, curl and lift, and exhale, lower. Last 1, you're gonna stay lifted up top. So inhale, curl and lift the hips, find yourself up there. You stay up. Now let's go ahead and lower down halfway towards the mat. Exhale, lift, pulse into the ball 2 times. And then again for 2. Inhale, lower, exhale all the way up and pulse, 1, 2. So continue flowing through that. You really, again, want to keep that control. Keep pressing those palms in towards the mat. And exhale, lift, 1, 2. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lower halfway, exhale up and pulse. Last 1, inhale, lower down, and exhale up, pulse 2 times. And now round the spine all the way down with control. Good. Now from here, you're gonna go ahead and remove that ball, place it down onto the ground, and now you're gonna bring the feet pressed firmly into the ball, into the ball there, making sure that you have good support. If you'd like an added challenge, you can bring the feet a little more onto the heels, which is really gonna challenge the hamstrings a bit more. So from here, same idea. Let's go ahead and press those hips up toward the ceiling, pressing into the ball, keeping that stability as you lift on that inhale, and then exhale and lower down. And then again for 2. Inhale, curl and lift the hips up, and exhale, release. Let's take it through 3 more. Really feel how this is changing the difficulty of the movement. Find that stability as you keep those feet really pressing into the ball. Last 2. As we lift and lower down. Last 1, you're gonna find that height, so curl yourself up, hold it there, pulse up to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down with control. That really changed it. You really feel it in the hamstrings there. Now we are done with the ball. Ball is off to the side. 1 more sequence here for our bridging. So now we're gonna go ahead and curl those hips up. Find that even height. Just 1 time to get us up there. Long line of energy from the knees all the way to the shoulders. You're staying lifted. We're gonna float that left leg in towards us as we exhale, and then inhale as we lower down. And again, we switch. Draw it in and lower. So very controlled. If this feels comfortable for you, then you can definitely flow with me through this. If you'd rather just focus on keeping both of those feet down and just lifting and lowering the hips, then you can do that. And draw it in. Let's do 1 more on each side. So we come back to that left leg, float it in, extend it up to the ceiling. We pulse here on that right leg to finish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float that knee in, lower down, stay lifted or lower very quickly. Meet us back up top. Right leg floats in, we extend and we pulse here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float that knee in, lower down, round the spine with control here, 1 vertebrae at a time. Woo. And then take that nice release, letting the legs fall from left to right for your windshield wiper there. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and roll ourselves onto our side and get set up for our Sideline Leg Series. So you can go ahead and grab your ball, and we'll use it as a nice little pillow. So we'll prop that there underneath the head. We're gonna zip the feet in towards one another, or zip them in together. Top palm is pressed down onto the mat, and think of keeping the side body scooped up. So try not to slouch down into the mat here. Keep the body engaged and active. So let's inhale, lift both those legs up, float them to the front corner of the mat. Bottom leg lowers, top leg stays lifted, ankle is flexed. You're gonna inhale, sweep that leg forward towards you, exhale and kick it back. And then again for 2, drawing it in, and exhale, release. So again, active energy all the way through the body as you move that leg forward and backwards. Last two here. Inhale and exhale, drop back. Last one. And we sweep it back. You're gonna bring it back up over that bottom leg. Let's float it up to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, lower. And then again for two. So very steady here. And lift for three. And release. And four. Let's do two more. Inhale, control that leg up and exhale down. Last one. And we lower. Keep that leg ankle flexed here. Break it up into two. Inhale, lift one, two, and lower for two. And again. And very steady. Just three more like this. Upper body stays pretty controlled on the mat. Last two. And lower. Last one, two, three, and four. Keep that leg lifted, ankle flexed or pointed, and take it into a big circle, up and around, and drop back. And then again for two. Sweep that leg around and down and forward. One more time in this direction. Very controlled. You're gonna lower, pause, and now reverse that leg. Sweep it back, up and around. And then again for two. Woo. Work through that nice burn that might be coming in here. Last one. And then we lower, pause here, ankle flex, small circles, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause and reverse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. And just let that leg fall over, get a nice release there. Now let's go ahead and work on that bottom leg. Ankle is flexed as we draw it up here for 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, we hold it up on 1, small pulses to the ceiling, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift a little bit higher, and again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we lower that leg down. So now from here, we're just gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. So press yourself up, bring your ball or your pillow, whatever you may be using. Let's get ourselves comfortable here. Same idea, side body is scooped up, legs are zipped in tight towards one another, and we have that top palm pressed into the mat. Let's inhale those legs up, float them to the front corner, top leg stays lifted, bottom leg lowers, ankle flex, draw that leg in here as you inhale, and then we draw it back on that exhale. And then again for two, as we sweep it in, and exhale, kick back, and again for 3, very controlled. Let's take it through 2 more, trying not to lose that connection or that stability of the upper body. Last one. And we draw it back, bring it back over that bottom leg, ankle flexed as we draw it up for 1, and point and lower. And then again for 2. So as you go through this, try to fight the urge to peer at your leg. Try to stay focused and just really connect to your breathing and the flow of the move. Last 2, and exhale, lower. Here's our last one, and exhale down. Now we break it up into those half lifts as we go up for 1, 2, and lower for 2. And again, very steady and down. Last 3, and lower. Really break it up into those 4 movements, and down. Here's our last 1, 2, and down for 2. We pause. Let's take those big circles up and around for 3. And bring it back around for 2. Control the body on the mat. Last 1. And then we pause, reverse that circle around here for 3, and down. Last 2. And here's our last one. We bring it back over the mat. We pause here, small circles to finish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse back around. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and whew, let that leg fall over. Get that nice release. Now let's go ahead and take it to that bottom leg. So again, same thing, ankle flex. Let's float it up here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We hold it up here, small pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little bit higher, and again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and let that leg fall down. Good. So we're gonna move this ball from underneath us. Go ahead and put it off to the side. We are gonna float onto our back and take a nice figure 4 stretch here. So crossing one leg over the other. This might feel good. Maybe you just wanna press on that top leg, or if it's available to you, you can pull the entire shape in towards the body. Getting that nice release as you breathe there. And then gradually go ahead and lower that leg down onto the mat. And let's switch over to the other side. Same thing. Picking the version that feels best for you. Maybe you pull the whole shape in towards you, really deepening into that stretch. And then from here, let's go ahead and lower those legs back down. Now, we're gonna lengthen the legs out long, flip over onto our belly. So another switch here as we turn it around. And then once you get set up, go ahead and grab onto your magic circle. So switching back to this, and we're gonna go ahead and place it in between the ankles here, getting a nice grip. And then once you do that, go ahead and just lengthen those legs out and slightly elevate them off of the mat so that that magic circle is not hitting the ground. So we're gonna go ahead and rest the head down onto the backs of the hands. Lift those legs up as you pulse here, 1, 2, and then lower. And then again, we lift and pulse, 1, 2, and release. And again for 3, and lower. Let's take it through 3 more as we lift, pulse, pulse, and lower. And again for 2, and lower down. Last one as you lift. Now keep the legs up, pulse up to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest down. And then just go ahead and draw those legs in. Remove the magic circle. Place that back off to the side. Palms are by the rib cage. Press back and take a nice child's pose stretch here. From our child's pose, let's press ourselves up onto all fours. We are nearing the end of our routine here. Shoulders are directly over the wrists and hips are over the knees, spaced apart evenly here. Let's go ahead and start here with that left leg as we float it up to the side, lower down, and then kick and lengthen behind us and lower. And again for 2. And extend. So as you flow through this, try to prevent the hips from opening up to the side and try to prevent the lower back from arching as you kick that leg up. Let's do 3 more. And we kick back. Last 2. And lengthen. Here's our last one as we take it out. And kick that leg back. Keep it lifted here as we extend the leg up. Cross over the bottom. Take it up. And then tap down right in line with the hip. So you keep flowing through that as you lift and lower. And you keep flowing through. Let's take it through 2 more as we kick that leg up, cross and tap, and lift, lower and tap. Last one here. And then after we tap this final time, take that leg back up, keep it lifted as you bend that leg in for 6, and lengthen for 5, and 4. Feel the hamstrings working here. Last 3, and out for 2. And 1, after you take that leg out, go ahead and bend it back in, ankle flex, facing the ceiling for the sole of the foot. Press up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float that leg back down onto the mat, and then press over into a child's pose, emphasizing that side so you can stretch out that glute. Getting that nice release, and we are drawing ourselves back up onto all fours, switching to the other leg. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn myself around here, and we will go ahead and take it through that same flow. So starting first with that leg out to the side, lower down, and then kick up and lower. So very controlled, making sure you're not opening up that hip again, as mentioned earlier, making sure you're not arching the lower back. So you really want to emphasize working from the glutes as you go through this. And take it up here and lengthen. Let's do 2 more. Last 2 and 2. Last 1 and 1. We keep that leg up here as we kick and then tap and then lift, lower and tap. And again for 2. and 2. Very controlled, lifting that leg and cross. Let's take it through 3 more. And we lift lower for 3. Last 2. And lift for 2. Here's our last one. And 1. After we tap the ground, take it back up, draw that leg in for 6, and lengthen for 5. Very controlled here. 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. We take that leg back up, sole of the foot is pressed up toward the ceiling, and we press 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float that leg back down onto the mat, press over onto that hip, get that nice stretch there. Really releasing the glute muscles after that combo. And then we are pressing ourselves back up onto all fours. From here, just go ahead and tuck those toes, press the hips back, take a nice downward dog stretch here, really pressing those heels down towards the ground. We are preparing to bring ourselves to standing. So from your downward facing dog, just go ahead and walk those palms in towards the feet here, and maybe taking a nice forward fold as you just slightly allow the chest to come down toward the thighs. And then from here, begin to round yourself all the way up to standing, 1 vertebrae at a time. The head is the last thing to make it up to the top. And we are going to take it into some squats to bring us to a close, so our feet are in that hip distance stance. As you inhale, press down, reach those arms out. Exhale, bring it to center, maybe lift onto the toes. And then again for 2. Inhale, press back on those heels. Exhale, press up, grow tall. Let's take it through 3 more. And we lift, lifting straight up. Last 2. Press on to those toes. Last one, we're gonna hold that squat, find that reach for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and exhale, bring yourself up. We stay flat this time as we swivel those feet in towards center. Let's inhale those arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, round forward again. Bringing it all the way down. This time we alternate one knee after the other as we bend and straighten. And then bring both knees down as you bend, and then press back, straighten both legs. And then again for 2, collapse down as you bring the chest closer to the thighs, and then lift, straighten those legs. 1 more time. And we press back. And then from here, just go ahead and round yourself all the way up to standing. 1 vertebrae at a time. Big lift as you float up onto the toes. Take those arms up overhead. Exhale as we float down. And we are done for today. Thank you all for joining me. Again, if you are not subscribed, be sure to do so. And I look forward to bringing you some more videos soon. Bye.